drug should be available at least minimum effective concentration. But when we talk about the safe drug, it should not be cross the maximum safe concentration of the drug. So that is the meaning of this quality control or quality medicine, or that is we call it the plasma drug concentration time profile. But how we can control, we can provide a quality medicine in the pharmaceutical industry. In the pharmaceutical industry, there are two processes. We call it the in-process quality control testing and quality control test of the finished product. There is no such concept like after making the medicine, they are going to check the quality. No. There is also the process in process. We call it like, for example, somebody is going to prepare a tablet. So what they are doing basically, there are different steps in the tablet dosage form. For example, they are going to make it granules. They are going to process the drying. So at each and every step, they are going to check whether is the drying is okay, is the granulation is okay. We call it the in-process quality control. Means they don't mean that we will check the product after the completion of the product or the finished product. But not only they rely on the in-process quality control. Once the formulation is ready or prepared, what they are doing is basically they are also again going to check by the quality control department. Means there is two parameter in process and out process. And once both are okay, then they are say okay, the medicine is okay for the market. So what is the meaning of the quality assurance? You can see the quality assurance coming on this one. It's basically organized process, not like end process, like every step. For example, in the pharmaceutical industry parental section, they are not going to check only the quality of the parental product. They are also going to check the quality of the area. That we call sometimes called is the air quality. Sometimes they also check the humidity. Sometimes they also check the pressure of the each and every area. So it is a process, not end product quality assurance. And it is an integral part of production. You cannot say the production is separate and quality assurance is separate. No. The quality assurance team is always in a pharmaceutical industry. They move around, they generally check each and every point, and based on their report, the process can be go further. And this is not like a one-day process, or like a it's like a, they are doing morning and they are not doing in the evening time. Like every time they are going to check every steps, and they are going to send a report to the quality control department. Very interesting thing is in the pharmaceutical industry, the quality assurance department is working in the production department, in the area production department, but they are not under the control of the production department. They are going to report the quality control team because their ultimate purpose is whatever manufacturing going on, that should be as per the we call sometimes a GMP good manufacturing practice, or as per the plant is a USFDA approved plant or PGA guideline plant or MHRA plant, whatever guidelines. So their duty is to fulfill the requirement. And they are going to report the quality control team. So basically, that is a GMP. That is a part of the quality assurance. Means the quality assurance, whatever they are doing as per the good manufacturing practice. There is a guideline, there is a regulatory guidelines, or sometimes CCMP or GMP. And quality control is also part of the GMP. You can see here the bigger picture. Bigger picture is quality assurance is a bigger part. You can say that is a head of the everything. Then GMP is followed by the this one and then quality control. This quality control, GMP and QA, all these three things together, they ensure that whatever product, whatever outcome is having the quality medicines. Their duty, production department doing their job, but they are quality assurance department, quality control department. They are there with their duty and they are fulfilling. They are checking every point. Now see the quality control, quality assurance. You see in this picture on this slide, a lot of things are having correlation with the drug product quality. We call it the quality assurance. Start from the raw material and excipient. Whatever raw material, for example, paracetamol, for example, metformin, for example, amlodipine tablet, for example, any injection. Whatever they are receiving in the pharmaceutical industry, For example, X company, for example, a Japan pharmaceutical industry is going to send the paracetamol to the another pharmaceutical, for example, Arvind pharmaceutical industry. They will not believe that this is the paracetamol, this is the ibuprofen. Even though they know this is a very good company, what they are doing? Because is that they are going to take a COA, that is a certificate of analysis. Whenever they are going to receive the raw material, along with the raw material, there is one certificate of analysis. Even the company say we send the paracetamol, but what is the duty of the quality assurance department? They will cross verify whether this is the right drug or not. You see in the my first slide, if you remember my first slide, I told not only the correct amount, we have to ensure that this is the correct drug. So first parameter we call is the raw material, whether it's an API or whether it's an excipient. Not only API, excipient also. For example, we are going to use a lactose, we are going to use a menthol, we are going to use a epoxy, whatever, everything. Even sometimes in pharmaceutical industry, we are going to use a water. Because a water system is also established. That is means the initial stage is the raw material we have to check. Manufacturing process already explained you that is a GMP process or maybe sometime depend on the regulatory authorities. Packaging also, labeling also, transportation distribution also. You can see what is the role of the transportation distribution. Why this is having the impact on the product quality? Yes, you see in the most of the medicine it is written the store at a cool and dry place. In the pharmaceutical industry, they manufacture very good quality product. It's okay. But if they are not transporting the medicine through the proper distribution channel, proper transport, for example, they are going to send the vaccines. If they are not in the proper cold storage transporting system, definitely the vaccine will be spoiled once it will reach to the end point. That is means it means the transportation also having the impact on the quality of medicines. Storage condition, in-house specification. What the in-house specification basically? Whenever we are going to check the quality of the medicine, for example, we are going to check a semi-solid dosage form or tablet. Generally, we check as per the pharmacopoeia, we call it as standard books, for example, IP, BP, USP, EP, whatever. But not only those parameters, in the pharmaceutical industry, they have their own in-house specification. For example, in case of the tablet, the thickness is one of the parameters. You will not see the thickness is a parameter in a pharmacopoeia. Pharmacopoeia does not say that this is the official parameter. But pharmaceutical industry, they are going to check the thickness of the tablet. Why? What is the reason actually? Why it is having a relation with the we call it the standard parameters. For example, as per the standard, that is the we call it the master formula. The thickness of tablet is a 3 mm, right? As per the master formula. In case there is a deviation in a thickness, for example, more than plus minus 10%. So like for example, now thickness is a 3.1 mm or maybe 3.15 mm. It is not a problem. We are going to check a disintegration, dissolution time will be okay. But once thickness is increased, I'm talking about the in-house specification. Once thickness is increased, it indicates definitely amount of drug is higher than the required. So what will be impact? Impact will be when you will perform the drug assay, that is the official parameter. You will see there is a variation in a quality control. So pharmaceutical industry, they have sometimes their own in-house specification. Not only this, sometimes they are also having official parameter but more stringent condition. For example, disintegration of the tablet. Generally, we say for the uncoated tablet is 50 minutes. But pharmaceutical industry, what they are doing? They are keeping the standard very stringent. For example, they are going to put 5 minutes or 6 minutes, 7 minutes. They say the tablet should be disintegrate in a 7 minutes. Even though official parameters say if it is going to disintegrate in a 15 minutes, it will pass. But what they are doing, they are keeping the low with high standard. Why they are doing this one? They think sometimes in case of anything change in the quality control department or maybe after the sending or distribution to the any storage or any like a distribution center, if the food drug department or government is going to check a tablet, if 7 minutes in the in-house specification, anything change, we call it the interpersonal variations. It will not go beyond the 15 minutes. So that is the reason. That's why they are keeping sometimes a high level of the in-house specification. You can see as per this is WHO, what is this quality assurance cycle. So for example, all these parameter convention tablet, everybody know this one. These are the official parameters. So I will not discuss this in much detail. So now quality assurance, and we call it the analytical control lab. What is the required basically? You can see the slide professional person. Professional means the person who is having the qualification, who is having experience. It is also supervision by the particular maybe the manager of the quality control team or whatever. And this is a complex process and equipment also suitable. I'm coming on the equipment part. For example, like you are in a university there and you are in the pharmaceutics lab and resolution equipment. Generally, in the academic institution, okay, resolution equipment in the one pharmaceutics lab, we can do in another pharmaceutics lab. That is an academic one. But in the pharmaceutical industry, we call it a qualification. We call it design qualification, installation qualification, process qualification, operation qualification. Let me explain one thing. For example, you are going to move the equipment from the one lab to another lab. In academy, we don't think that this is the problem. But in the pharmaceutical industry, once you move your equipment from the one place to another, you have to again perform the qualification. Means you have to again perform the installation qualification parameter, installation qualification process. Because what is the problem? The problem is, for example, you are moving from the one lab to another lab. As per your views, both lab is okay. But as per the regulatory or critical regulatory requirement, there will be some change in the level of the platform. There may be other process, there may be other parameters those can impact. Design qualification means, if for example you are going to purchase the equipment, sometimes you purchase the equipment thing is okay. But now in the pharmaceutical industry, they have to perform the design qualification, they have to check everything and they have to perform. They have to also perform the process and operation qualification. What is the process and operation qualification? So I'm going to link with the calibration. We call it as sometimes we call it the robustness. And for example, I'm doing the experiment, and after 6 hours, somebody is going to perform the experiment, same experiment on the same equipment. If there is any change in the result, it means something's wrong. Whether it's a personal error or maybe the equipment error. But that same experiment is performed by the third one person. If there is an error, it means there is a problem in the operation qualification and the process qualification. Because sometimes the calibration is required. So that is requirement in the quality control department. Validation, again same thing. That is you have to perform validation and documentation is required for the quality mitigation. SOP we call it the standard operating process. Like nowadays in a, as per the Pharmacy Council of India, I think in every lab wherever you have the equipment, you have to put the standard operating process. So whenever anybody is going to perform any experiment, they can perform as per the what is written in the standard operating process. Documentation is required because whenever like an audit, we call it the audit. For example, you have a US FDA approved plant, and for example, US FDA team is going to visit your plant maybe like after 6 months or 1 year. You can say we are producing very good product, all these things. They will not believe on you. They will believe on the documentation part. If the documentation is okay, then they say okay, go ahead. Manufacturing area, again, this is one of the important parameters for the quality medicine. I'm going to explain a little bit about this one. For example, in pharmaceutical industry, you are performing, you are in production area. Simple example I'm giving. You know the door in the pharmaceutical industry, entry door. In the entry door, they generally put the manometer. What is manometer? They want to check the pressure. What is the reason why they want to put this one? The reason is the pressure inside the production area is higher than the outside area. Okay, so what is the reason? The reason is when the process we call it the positive pressure inside and negative pressure outside means the higher pressure inside, outside is the low pressure. Whatever is we call is the impurity or whatever polluted air, whatever, it will not be go inside because pressure inside is high and outside is low. And that's why they are putting the manometer each and every door in the production area. And who is checking all this? The quality assurance person. They generally move around the production area. So how they are controlling? Because of this one, they are controlling the air quality, sorry, pressure. They are also having the HEPA filter. They call it the high efficiency particulate air. What is the reason? They want to control the particulate matter monitoring. So this is about the manufacturing area. There is same thing like the now. What are the major risks in the quality product or major product quality? You can see here. Even labor is not proper, insufficient or excess amount of active ingredients, poor formulation process, lot of things as per the WHO. Now, the quality assurance practice. You can see here the list of the all these things: GMP, GLP, GCP, GDP, all these things, and then DQ, IQ, OQ, PQ. It means in a pharmaceutical industry, they want to make sure whatever outcome is their formulation or their product is a robust one. Robust means is going to comply in-house specification as well as all the official specifications. That's why they are going to follow all these GNP, GNP, GCP, all these things. You can see like a GDP, good distribution practice. You can say, what is the role? Yes, as I explained you, after manufacturing, it has to go to the distribution site. And that this is the duty of the pharmaceutical industry. They want to make sure it is going to distribute to the proper channel and as per the regulatory requirement. All these like equipment, everything. So in my conclusion, what I want to say, the safe, effective, and efficacious biologics required for the proper treatment to the patient means ultimately we are manufacturing medicine for the for the patient. The patient will get a quality medicine. How? Based on the quality assurance and quality control practice. GMP is going to play a very important role in the quality medicines and strong quality assurance system can ensure that you are manufacturing base pharmaceutical dosage form, pharmaceutical formulation is having very good specification or as per specification. Thank you so much for listening to me. Because of time constraint, I
Thank you, sir.
if anybody having any question, they can ask.
Any questions? Anyone wants to ask anything related to the topic? Thank you, sir. Thank you,
Thank you so
Dr.
much.
M.M. Gupta, sir. It was a wonderful session. And today we have learned different aspects of quality, standardization, and manufacturing of drugs. So, quality of drug is as important as manufacturing of drugs. We have to check quality at every stage of preparing medicines because if quality is not good, its efficacy is not good. So, sir, it was a wonderful session. It will add immense knowledge to our profession. Thank you, sir. Thank you for making your presence.
Thank you so much. I can leave now.
Yes, sir. Yes, you can. It's my honor to introduce Ms. Bindu Malhotra ma'am, who is currently working as neuroscience consultant at Adkana Group, USA. Bindu ma'am is a pharmaceutical science graduate and postgraduate in medicinal chemistry, having more than 10 years of industry experience. Bindu ma'am performed various activities like CI Insights, Technology Landscape, Company Profiling, Competitive Intelligence, Technology Spotting Studies, identifying white spaces in technology for R&D direction, industry overview and trend reports, clinical trial monitoring, quarterly report, conference coverage, big data analytics, technology monitoring. Bindu Madam's area of professional expertise majorly includes early innovation sourcing for pharmaceutical, FMCG segments, and consumer healthcare. Her specialty includes conducting industry analysis, identifying key industry trends from research phase, and drawing relevant insights.
Ladies and gentlemen, and
Now I would like to invite our third keynote speaker, Ms. Bindu Malhotra ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
hello, ladies and gentlemen, and esteemed faculty member and distinguished guests. I'm deeply honored to be here today as a conference organized by the Department of Pharmacy, Maharshi Aravind University. And I extend my heartfelt gratitude to Professor Manish, the convener of this event, and to Professor Manish Devindoria, the organizing secretary, along with Mr. Ram Kumar and Mr. Priyam and Mrs. Asha Shukla, the assistant organizing secretary, for their tireless efforts in making this conference possible. Furthermore, I would like to express my sincere appreciation to Professor Manish Devindoria, who graciously extend me the opportunity to deliver my lecture here today. Thank you so much, whoever participated in this conference. So, my heartfelt gratitude for that. So, maybe let me introduce myself. Uh, my name is Bindu Malhotra, and I'm in a market research industry from last 12 years. When I talk about the market research, we mean consumer healthcare industry as well as the pharma industry. Right? So when we go, to the sections of these slides, we get more idea that what is the differentiation between the consumer healthcare and further the pharma industry. Let's talk about the market research first. So, market research is any process which includes gathering, analyzing, and interpreting information about the market, including the consumer, competitors, and the overall industry landscape. Right? Landscape can be again the pharma pipeline analysis, pharma pipeline analysis, and its indication specific industry, right? So neuroscience, oncology, all these comes under the pharma pipelines, right? And the consumer healthcare becomes under, for example, the hair brand industry, right? And antioxidant industry, skin industries, right? So all these comes under the consumer healthcare, including your day-to-day products, for example, the toothpaste, everything, right? For example, toothpaste or the shampoo, etc. So these are the consumer healthcare, and the pharma industry comes with the indications, right? So this is the main differentiation between the consumer healthcare and the pharma industry. So market research is any process which includes gathering the information from the market, then analyze all that information, and then interpreting the information about that market, right? So the information can be the consumer information or the now, let's talk about the market research, the type of market research. Here, I've been down the four type of the market research, but we mainly focus on the primary and the secondary research. Qualitative and quantitative research are also comes under, the primary and secondary, but majorly it's primary and secondary. So, what is the primary research? Primary research, it involves collecting a new data from the source itself, right? It includes the human interference. You talk to people, you go for the surveys, interviews, right? And the focus groups. For example, focus group we mean for all the majority for all the indications, there are some advocacy groups. So you talk to those advocacy groups and take the information from them. We call them as a KOL, key opinion leaders. So these key opinion leaders can be a doctor, can be a manufacturing head, maybe a consultant as well. So we take the data from the human. So in this slide, solutions provided through the market research. So here I have penned down the six solutions provided through the market research. Although there are many more, but I have it right now. I've included the six. So I hope these six will cover the overall industry. So first is a competitive intelligence. Competitive intelligence is to find the information of the competitor to the client, right? So these competitive intelligence can be done through the secondary research or through the primary research, right? The next is IP research and the analytics. IP research means intellectual property. Intellectual properties are the patent information, right? The copyright information. So we take the information from the patent itself and then we do the analysis. Right? The next is yes, in the slide we talk about the competitive intelligence. And my core experience is basically related to competitive intelligence. So first, let's talk about what is competitive intelligence. It's nothing. It in a pharmaceutical industry, it involves gathering and analyzing the information about the competitor, right? So it's a strategically collection of the data and then analyzing of that data and then the interpretations of the information about the competitor. For the competitor means the competitor products, pipeline, their strategies, patent, market positions to make informed decisions and to gain a competitive advantage to the client. Now, let's start with the methodology and approach for the competitive intelligence. Here, although I have mentioned four steps, but before the first step should be to find the objective. So, objective is something which is basically a request from the client that why they need a competitive intelligence. So, when the request team started doing, our first level of research, the background research. So, during that, after this background research, we basically start asking questions to the client. Are they needed? Is there anything specific that they want to target? Like that, right? So after the study phase, which is like objective and the key steps, next comes is a domain understanding and the scope of the discussion. Domain understanding. Now the next slide. In this slide, I have penned down the databases involved for the security research. So I'm not saying that we have added all the databases, right? Just to provide you tips, maybe you guys open for the changes and you are like maybe if you want to add some more secondary research, please feel free to add. But here we have added what are the scientific literature such as the PubMed, company databases, product databases, clinical trial databases, CD.gov, market research reports, which we used during the market research process. Last slide was focused on the secondary research, and this slide is focused on the primary research. So, how we do the primary research? We have an idea about the secondary research, the primary research, but how to do the primary research? So, here I have added the step-by-step process of the primary research. Again, primary research is of course linked with the secondary research, and most of the time we use the primary research for the validate our finding of the secondary research. So the process are first is objective of the research. That why we need this research. So in this slide, if you guys remember the last slide where we have provided the list, sorry, not the list, the step of the overall process. So the third step was the analysis and the legal. Last was focus on how to take the data. Now is like analysis and the legal. So here I have segregated the overall industry. Like for the competitive landscape, what are the major things that we need to remember? And for the patent and literature assessment, what are the steps? The opportunity assessment, technology assessment, and the market assessment. Okay. Here, last and the final step of the CI process, CI competitive intelligence process. Last one is project deliverable and the delivery actions. Deliverables means during the start of project, we talk to the client that whether they need a final report or whether they need an interim report. The interim report is to provide just starting of the research and to check with client that whether we are on the right track or not. So we set all these steps in the initials. So with this, thank you slide, I'm finishing my presentation.
Now moving forward for the most awaited session, that is poster presentation, which is in the Department of Pharmacy in admin block 2 floor, second floor, after which we have to come back to the auditorium for award distribution. For the evaluation of poster presentation, there is a judging panel comprising of pardon sir, uh, wait, wait, now I would like to invite Professor Dr. Shiv Garg, sir, to brief the session. Sir, please.
Ms. Bindu ma'am delivering a session on the market research. She tells us about the importance of market research and consumer healthcare. She tells us also about various type of market research and solution provided through market research. So thanks to Bindu ma'am for delivering a such insightful, informative and wonderful session. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Now moving forward for the most awaited session, that is poster presentation. For that, we have to move forward to the Department of Pharmacy in admin block, second floor, after which we have to